The Groza is the best gun that no one is using or talking about. So today we're going to talk about why the Groza is one of the best guns in the game and why this gun should be on your radar. I've been using the Groza for a little bit now and I started really liking this gun. It takes a minute to get used to the recoil, but overall the gun has everything going for it. This gun is the real Swiss Army knife of the Cold War guns. So I thought more people would be using it. But according to the Warzone rank website, it's actually one of the lower used guns in the game, which doesn't make sense to me. So let's get into some of the things that make this gun amazing. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Warzone content. Starting out, let's talk about one of the most important things when it comes to guns in Warzone, the damage. The Groza has a time to kill of about 477 milliseconds when shooting at the body, which makes it one of the strongest primaries in the game. That puts it around the same damage range as the Amax and the FFAR. The FFAR sits at about 467 milliseconds, and the Amax sits at about 476 milliseconds. That also means it kills faster than all the SMGs in the game, because the main SMGs have TTKs from 492 to 538 milliseconds. So we know this gun is a monster up close then. Now when we look at the gun from further out, it can beat most of the longer range guns in the game, and for the most part, it's not even close. The only exceptions are the Amax, the DMR, and the M16 with headshots. But none of that matters if you can't control it. Luckily, this gun has pretty good recoil, but it does have a weird angle to it. The Groza recoil pattern makes a hook or a weird S, which takes a little bit to get used to, but when you get it down, it shreds people. So at the end of the day, it'll be similar to the Amax in the sense that it will take some skill to use at further ranges, but you will get rewarded for doing it. Something that I think is really good for Cold War guns is having good base ADS speed, since rear grips don't work right now. So having good base ADS speed will be really helpful because for the most part, Cold War guns can only go down from the base stats. And luckily, the Groza has a good ADS speed of 221 milliseconds by default. Another good thing about the Groza is that it has movement speed closer to SMGs instead of assault rifles. So you're able to move around the map much faster than many of the other guns in the game. Overall, this gun has a lot of versatility. With all these things, you can build it to function as a close to medium range gun, a mid to long range gun, or a hybrid of both. I like to build the Groza to function similar to both a close range gun and a long range gun, so it can take advantage of all of its strengths. Here's my current class setup that I've been using. I use the GRU suppressor for more range as usual, the 16.2 GRU composite barrel for max bullet velocity, the Spetsnaz Speedgrip to help with both vertical and horizontal recoil, the 60 round mag for max bullets, and the SAS combat stop for better movement speed while shooting. You can swap the combat stop for a sight if you need one, so you can hit your shots better at long range. But you don't really need a sight for this gun unless it's for the magnification, because the iron sights on this gun are pretty clean. At the end of the day, the Groza most likely won't be replacing the FFAR or the Amax, but it should definitely be used more than it is now, considering it's a top 5 to 10 gun in the game. Try out the gun for a couple of days and you'll definitely see how good this gun is. You won't regret it. This is Rival, and I'll see you all next time.